Left-Wing Kingz. Listen, think, act, repeat. Taylor Swift has become a target for the right-wing conspiracy theories. Some of these theories are more outlandish than others, but they all share a common theme. She ain't a Trumpster. Okay? Ace, can you tell us, why does Trump hate Swiftie?
Because she got power, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's got a following. I mean, a real following. I mean, she's loved, not only in America, but throughout the world. So, I mean, she poses a threat. As you know, if you're a threat to Donald Trump, he's going to come at you. You know what I'm saying? He's going to come every way he can. I mean, they're coming up with these little crazy conspiracy theories, and Kansas City going to win the Super Bowl, and you know what I'm saying? Shoot. It's just nuts, man. I mean, but that's the reason why, because she's a prominent threat. She influences a demographic, man, that can, sway the election, which is, young voters, especially young, white, female, suburban moms. I mean, think about it. Taylor Swift is, how old is she, in her 30s?
34.
34?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so those are young mothers now, suburban mothers, you know what I mean? And those are people that can go out and vote, and they're gonna decide what's going on with this nation. So she's a threat. That's the reason he's coming at as hard as he is.
Right. Yeah. Definitely got to get power of influence. Okay, it shapes the ability and your opinions. And what they were talking about is called micro targeting. So basically, it uses consumer data, right, and their demographics to identify their interests. And so with her, they're noticing that if she goes on and says something about, voting's important. Go rally around, make sure that you're registered. What happens is the registration went up about 40%.
35,000.
So, right. So you got to understand her power to influence is there. Also, when you're talking about the age limit, 60% are female, which is our followers are about 18 to 24 in that age group. And then 39% of her followers are from 40 to 49. So she's hitting the millennials, the Gen Xers. She's had quite a bit of a population. And access to data scares Trump, period. Mm-hmm. And it should. Because if you look at, they were talking about in Obama, when Oprah started supporting Obama, what that did for him. So people who have the power to influence, it does influence elections. And Trump is very much aware of that. So he's looking at that, trying to see if Taylor will go on and say something about Biden, of course, specifically, and then seeing those people rally behind her for him. So he knows that there's some problems there.
Yeah, this election falls into the independent voter, and she's going to affect that a lot, I think. Girl sells millions, maybe even billions of records around the world. She's got people that have been loyal to her for decades. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So very influential. So yeah, I mean, it's a problem for him. But in Trump form, the way he handles it, he goes after and attacks. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to talk maybe toward some of the policies that she's going to affect and some of the reasons why she's not voting for him, which is like abortion and things of that nature, things that are important to that electorate. She's addressing the things that he's not good at, and he don't like that at all. But he's going to make it into some kind of circus event instead of just trying to talk on the politics.
Exactly. So. Well, just said that 18% of voters say they're more likely to vote or significantly more likely to vote if Swift endorses Biden. So her just saying, yeah, I'm going to vote for him will potentially impact 20% more people. So that's crazy that she just, from words, as far as how she feels about something, her power that she has over influences these young voters.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's crazy how all of these conspiracies are happening right now behind, Taylor Swift. The right-wing media is saying that, like you said, Kansas City's gonna win the Super Bowl just because that's her boyfriend. Like the other team, like San Francisco ain't gonna go out there and try. They just got a part of the master plan to get beat for the Super Bowl and give up all their money, all their fame, or whatever the case may be, because Taylor Swift and Biden got something in the plans, and there's gonna be like a big promo of Biden during halftime and all of this jazz, man. So this is crazy to me that these Trump supporters just fall in line. They're very easily influenced by conspiracies. Why is that?
I mean, I think it's almost, I think it's, they're going far-fetched to like believe anything that comes out, what goes on. Like they're not, there's nothing based on fact. There's nothing based on, like he doesn't really sit on anything for fact. So it's always, let me come out with some nonsense or let me green light you on something. And then they just jump on board and believe it. Because it's not like he's going to come out and try to go to a debate or attack somebody or talk policy with anybody. What he's going to do, he's going to come up with some crazy theory or some kind of made up lie and then just roll on that, and then these people just jump behind it and support the lie. Like, it's almost like, and I always say, because I got a couple of friends that, believe it or not, are Trump supporters, but it's more important for them to be right than for the idea to be right. Like, I'm right, you know what I'm saying? But even though what they're talking about is wrong as hell, you know what I'm saying? So he comes up with a lie, and sometimes I think they disagree with it, but they'll still go with it for the simple fact that they're trying to, they don't want to say they don't support Trump. They're just riding that train all the way out. Like, that's just a lie. You know what I'm saying? Because look, if that's the case, I'm calling Vegas. I'm calling my bookie right now, and I'm putting my money on Kansas City because we already know who's going to win. You know what I'm saying? So Vegas, you're going to close down, man. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, like, I forgot the last president that went to the Super Bowl and got football fans to swing the vote. You know what I'm saying? Like, Obama was just out there campaigning, right? At the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Because football players just vote like that. They're just that strong on the electing the president. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's the whole shut up and dribble.
We can't even agree on agree on who's the best team and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Now how we gonna agree on who's president? You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's funny because I went research and I was trying to say, is there a phrase that actually is termed for that? And there is. It says it's the continued influence effect of misinformation. So they're actually now they're doing research to understand the Trump supporter.
Yeah, misinformation campaign.
Right. So it says false information continues to influence memory and reasoning even after credible connections. So the more you're fed misinformation for whatever, you are now training your brain to believe that it's true. And now it has a term. Continued influence effect. So actually, it is now it's being researched.
Wow.
So maybe, again, kind of almost like, I guess, being addicted to cigarettes or, alcohol, you're now addicted to literally misinformation, and your brain is trained to believe that whatever this particular influencer of yours, that you're going to believe that over even after being corrected about the credible information. If that makes sense, on there. So there's actually experiments. Now, findings does suggest that people do use political figures as a heuristic to guide evaluation of what is true or false. So that would hold true for somebody who's heavily into Republican and Democrat. So it's not just for Trump supporters.
Oh, yeah.
Is what I'm saying. But I found that information very interesting.
No, there's a lot of misinformation out there. That's just the name of the game now, especially with social media, man. It's just crazy. Yeah, but but the Trump supporter on a lot of things, it's like January 6th. Ain't no misinformation. You saw that. It's right there. You know what I'm saying? But they've gotten into the rut of whatever he says or whatever his camp says, they're gonna believe that swing. Like, it's nothing to believe. You saw it.
Yeah.
I'm saying that. So that's just it's just crazy how that happens. And even with this Taylor Swift thing, they're going to just come out and say something, and all of a sudden, that's the narrative they're going to start preaching. It's the same narrative that's coming out of the Trump camp, and that's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy how the science that they're starting to look at behind this, like you said, you can see it with your own eyes, but if he says it ain't true, then you just believe it. So, I know you said it's like, it's not only Trump supporters, but it's also, Democrats or whatever, but if you're a Trump supporter, you better watch your ass, because they about to, gather you bastards up, put you in a room and start poking and prodding your ass, asking you questions, trying to figure out why you so dumb. But I digress. Basically, when we look at these conspiracy theories and the challenges that they're bringing up, they're really going all in. Like, the right-wing media, Trump, they're all pushing this narrative that, this is all a setup. Yeah. Do you think that Biden might say, you know what, I can't feed the beast, so I'm not gonna, really talk about this endorsement? Like, do you think it's like a plot to get him to say, like, hey, I'm not gonna leverage her endorsement now? And could that hurt him?
I think, in back of somebody's mind, they're trying to, Jedi mind trick him into doing that. You know what I'm saying? But I I don't think Biden's going to do that, man. I think he's going to, he's going to do what he always does. He's going to just let it ride how it is. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think that, down the way, it's kind of a plot to, hey, let me get him to kind of jump on board and maybe even somehow denounce it or talk towards it and give us some more leverage to work toward it. I mean, the right wing, the extreme right wing is crazy, man. They think all kinds of stuff. They on the dark web and doing all kinds of stuff and making up all kinds of lies and just doing crazy stuff. When honestly, just run on the facts and let's see who wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's stop coming up with all this craziness and this Taylor Swift situation is just a new part of that attack. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. But I do think that if Swift comes and openly embraces Biden, he's not going to shy away from that. Just like Oprah openly embraced Obama. Of course, he went like, Oprah, please go sit down. He's not going to do that, because he knows the power behind our little Swiftie plan. So I do think if she comes out and just really starts riding for Biden, I think he's going to take consideration of using that to his advantage because he knows that's a very strong base. You're looking at most females, 60%, which we are majority of the population itself, and then that young crowd trying to get them out there and motivate them to get registered to vote. So I think she's powerful for him.
You're talking about under 35. You're talking about, and even 40-year-olds, you're talking about people, homeowners and people beginning their careers and people that they're looking at the next 20 years and how that's going to look. Seriously, know, so no, it's like I said, once again, Trump's on that because that's a definite threat for him. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
She's a problem. Taylor Swift's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I do know that she's a problem, but it's not a problem for you to click that like button. Okay?
Y'all
and
must
also,
think we practice this. We don't.
You got to subscribe if you want to see more common sense conversations like this on Left Wing Kings. Mm-hmm. And don't forget, thanks, Tina, share this video, damn it. All right? So, she's a celebrity, big time celebrity, like one of the biggest pop stars out there. And I will say that celebrity endorsements happen all the time for Trump, for Biden, for whoever, right? So I know we touched a little bit about Taylor Swift being influential, but why is he so obsessed with focusing on her when she's just one of many celebrities out there making an endorsement? There's other powerful women out there who are white, 34-year-old. Why does he hate her so much?
First, Taylor Swift was a country star, right? When she first started off, she became a pop star when she crossed over. She reeks. She looks like somebody who should be on Fox News 24/7, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. And then she's with Travis Kelce, which is with the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's football. It's basically going back to head cheerleader, captain of the football team-esque. Mm-hmm. They should be all-American conservative, and they're not. Republican on, like I said, Fox News all the time, endorsing them, hand in fist with Trump. He's lifting his hands
That's
up
the
in
image
Colorado.
That's what they look like.
And she's not that. Mm-hmm. But she also influences people that fit into that stream also. Look, hands down, and I think when you start talking about the politics of it and how it is, and even if you listen to her politics, because she actually has some real strong political views, and hands down, it's still abortion that's going to be the problem. You know what I'm saying? So they're not able to segue from that. They're not able to kind of get away with that. If Taylor Swift, one of the biggest stars, is saying, "Hey, look this is why I don't like Trump," and one of the biggest reasons because what he did to abortion, putting all these chief justices on the Supreme Court, and they got rid of Roe versus Wade. That's really his biggest problem. But it doesn't help that he got probably the most popular pop star in the world behind that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He just better hope Beyonce don't jump on. He's really in trouble.
Exactly. She coming next. The power of influence, once again, in her words, the best quote that she said, too, she's like, I want to be on the right side of history.
Right side of history.
That's impactful for people, because nobody want to be on the wrong side, because...
That's a couple of them.
Right. Well, yeah, I guess they're still riding with that. But you know what I mean? On the long term, that's impactful for a lot of people. They know, I want to do the right thing. Again, if you're talking about, you know, we'll talk about in a moment, our evangelicals and Christian views. They're like, I got to do right. I got to be good. And she's telling me this is what good is, you know. And again, that power to influence and guide them in their opinions and through communication. I mean, she's powerful. Right now, everybody's talking about Swiftie. We talk about her when we're watching the football game. Well, the media does. I mean, so we see that she's getting a lot of attention. She is a young billionaire, so there are other billionaires out there, but I think people, for whatever reason, feel they can relate to her. And then her age, I think, is impactful, that she is so young.
They talking about changing the Kansas City Chiefs to Kansas City Swifties. That's how bad it is. They got Swiftie.
They have like shirts and
jerseys, dog.
Wow.
Like, it's serious, man.
Serious.
Could you imagine? You know, the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs got to be happy as hell.
Oh, he's making so much loot off
He's probably
this.
making so much money off this, man. You know what
But
I'm
the
saying?
NFL, they got that sharing right in the contract. So the the Players Association, so they happy too.
Everybody happy. You know, Kelsey happy. His mama's happy.
Everybody's benefiting.
His brother's happy. Brother
Except
doing the
Trump.
thing with the
Only
shirt
one
off.
not benefited is Trump.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why he's mad.
Well, hey, I mean, you just talked about the media, right? And I'm sorry, man. Right wing media. I know people gonna talk stuff about the left wing media, right wing media, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna put all that to rest here because the conservative media will say and do anything. Like, how far are they willing to go to be in Trump's good graces?
I mean, how far will they go? I mean, and it falls back onto the Republican Party, and why I say that is because the Republican Party's main focus has been win at any cost, and the problem of that is, like, you know, they've really forgotten like what politics is really about. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go back to like the Reagan era or whatever, but it used to be a time where Republicans and Democrats disagreed, but they came to a happy medium and they made things work. That's called governing. Now it's all about, like, you know, even currently, and like I said, I don't want to get on another topic. Every time you turn on TV, they're trying to impeach somebody. They impeaching people that I didn't know you can impeach.
Right.
Like, I thought that was just for the president, but no, they try to impeach anybody. Just so they can have that language around because Trump's been impeached before. You see what I'm saying? It's pretty much like it's not about the good of the people. It's about them just winning, and it's just about them having power. Well, part of that is they have a media outlet that enforces that, and they're not concerned on telling us the truth or talking facts. They're concerned on, let's just spin how we look good, and let's just appeal to the people who are going to believe that. And that's sad. It's people right now that are going to look and see the Taylor Swift thing, and they're going to believe everything that's coming out of the right-wing media, Newsmax and all of that. And you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, oh, yeah, man, the Super Bowl's rigged. Really? You know what I'm saying? Oh, like the election was rigged, too. But I'm going to run for re-election. Like, what are you talking about? That don't even make no sense.
Can we rig it again then?
Yeah. Hey, man.
Rig number two. Like,
Especially because you have found no fraud. Like, there's no evidence of fraud, but you're just going to keep running, even though you can't figure out how you lost.
Yeah. I mean,
you got cheated.
And if you win, was it right? Like, I don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
did you rig this time?
Did you rig it this time? Like it's just, but then they fall into that trap of just believing everything that comes out of there and just not making, using common sense. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, my grandma used to say one thing, man, use common damn sense. And it's like, that's lost. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you should, come up with your own decision. Like, sometimes you can look at TV like, nah, man, that's nonsense. That's on any media. I'm saying, I could look at MSNBC, be like, yo, man, they show spinning this to the left a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I can go to Fox News, be like, man, they spinning this to the right. You know what I'm saying? But there's a medium which is called common sense. Make your own decisions on it. And in this situation, no, they didn't rig the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Just because Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce. Don't make no sense to even think like that. That's a crazy conspiracy theory.
Right. Well, there's a word for that. It's called critical thinking.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that we are suppressing. People don't critical think. You take information and things that you know and research that, and you come to a conclusion. Well, people don't do that anymore. They just follow whatever somebody says, and here we are, because they said it, so it's true. Because I believe in this person, so it's true. But instead of fact checking that information, it says, though, research shows that once an individual feels personally connected to information, that ideology and values influence how that information is processed. And that's what's becoming the problem. Because I love this person so much. Trump can do no wrong. So anything he says has to be true and factual, even though you may have seen information that contradicts that. It's really concerning. Again, that's the loss of critical thinking.
That is definitely a concern. And it's something that, I mean, it's weird how we look at the media out there, right wing, left wing, whatever, and some of the things that they say and do seems like I said in the question, I don't know what they're not willing to say, what they're not willing to do at this point, because the lies are getting out of control.
Well, yeah, it's election season now, so they're gonna ramp it up now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And once again, man, just let's stick to the facts. Let's stick to the policies, and let's see what we can do to help people out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And not hand people over power they don't got to do anything with, but make themselves better. You stop doing that.